Minority privilege could destroy democracy. Welcome in, much love, Trav here. And as a minority in the West, I think that I can say this, that if we give too many privileges and celebrate minorities too much, it could destroy majority rule democracy. I personally think democracy is a pretty great system. You may or you may not. You could point to what you think is a better system. Arguably, we're not even living in democracy, but the idea of democracy is great. Of the majority, if society follows the majority, and if we celebrate the minority too much, we could destroy that. Now, again, we've talked about this, and I am a minority, and I want to be clear here that I am all for minority protection, because when majority rules, majority can do things like exterminate the minority or enslave the minority or take advantage of the minority or right. So minority protection, sure. Protection from systematic discrimination, such as affirmative action, is something I can talk about as an Asian male in the West. But when we elevate the minority and celebrate the minority, and we outlaw pride from the majority, we don't let the majority be proud. We discriminate against the majority. We hate on the majority. Over time, we're just spreading this ideology that hates democracy, that doesn't celebrate democracy, that wants to be ruled by these minority interests. Right? Am I wrong here? It just seems that way. And I wanted to revisit this in depth because it really does seem that way. And we've talked about this as well, that nationalism, you propagandize hate for nationalism by synonymizing nationalism with xenophobia, xenophobia with racism, xenophobia and racism are bad, and they make that connection. And the jump is like, why does love of my country mean that I have an irrational fear of foreigners? Like, what, right? Now, similarly, that is, there's a jump here of, obviously, there's majority and minority are antonyms, and a minority is great, minority is great. It doesn't necessarily mean majority is bad, but that's certainly the feeling that we get of the now kind of reversed flow of discrimination. So, and that's what we see of, the majority of Britain are bigots now. It's like the majority. I think that a celebration of the minority really facilitates people deciding that democracy is a problem and they would rather live under an authoritarian state, which happened, by the way, with Hitler. Some more Hitler history. I've got the rise and fall of the Third Reich here, and I've got Mein Kampf down here. But Hitler was able to come to authoritarian power, dictatorship, by destroying democracy, and one of the ways he did that was he used the democratic Weimar Republic as the scapegoat for a lot of things. We gave them a lot of blame for losing World War I, the hyperinflation of the 20s, and the depression of the 30s. If you can make democracy the majority, the enemy of the people, then it's possible, it's more easily possible to destroy democracy. So these are some thoughts I've been wrestling with, and I feel like I can say them as a minority. Please protect me from the majority destroying me, but why should I be celebrated? I should have my own channels and so on, but if we just keep celebrating the minority, we should be I have no problem and think the majority should be celebrating. If that means white pride, hetero pride, and stuff like that, everybody calm down. Let these people have some pride, and let's respect that if we're in the minority, ideologically especially, let's respect democracy because, hey, at least the will of the people is followed. So, what do you think about this? Leave some comments. Is minority privilege, could that lead to the destruction of democracy? I think that it's possible. I think that it would be one of the tools that I would employ if that was my mission. So let me know what you think. See you in the comments.